we've got new cards, new deck, new archetype. TLDR, it's probably garbage. It's not good. But if you've seen the grippers on this one, stay tuned, because this is a boss monster of all time. All right, first and foremost, we've got some new all-art cards that have been announced. These were shown, I believe, at YCSJ Japan. Well, best of one YCS that happened this weekend, I believe. By the way, best of one, that format is misery. Cool Toon managed to win YCSJ Osaka, I think it was. And would you believe it that 90% of Top Cut was just FTK? Just funny rabbit, Toon FTK. Could you believe that Toon FTK is where this game is heading? If you told me 25 years ago that Blue Eyes Toon Dragon would be a viable... I don't know if the actual Blue Eyes Toon Dragon is good, but Toons as a deck are actually insane, by the way. Toon FTK. You just literally just give your opponent a big fat idiot, and then you go, Shadow Toon, ban, burn, ba-boom. Maybe they'll, like, pre-hit that card or something. Who knows? But yeah, these are new prize cards. For ultra rare to first place and super rares to top 4 players. An ultra rare all art Blackluster Soldier. They went with the vanilla artwork on the effect monster and made it shiny sample, but it looks incredible, so that's sexy. New Call the Haunted as well has dropped. I don't know about them making, like, you know, all art fancy prize cards for cards that are basically unplayable. Like, yeah, BLS and Call the Haunted are great. Like, who's gonna buy these? There will definitely be a market for it, but I'm just telling you, I keep repeating it over and over and over again. If you just make, I don't know, like a swimsuit rare, Diabell, ultimate rare Ash Blossom, which, oh wait, hold on. Starlight rare, some other rare, full art Ash Blossom, that would be an unbelievable prize card, you know, as an example, right? So, yeah, the card needs to be playable in my opinion, but not like new in the same way that Minerva was. But anyway, that's a different point. Let's move on. All right, we got first new card here. Frame break. Whatever's going on here. Those I'm not gonna. Let's read the card. So this is the normal spell card. This is Ancient Secrets. You can special summon a normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard in defense position. Anywhere. It's unexpected die, but anywhere, right? That's amazing. DZF is coming right now. Yep, he's going crazy. If you special summon from the deck, it must be level 4 or lower. Or, if you already control a normal monster, you can apply one of these effects instead. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Or, destroy all spell traps your opponent controls. Or, draw 2. Or, special summon a monster from either grave to your field. Now, it's once per turn, and if you play a normal monster deck of sorts, I don't know what that would really consist of, Kashtira Metamorphosis Manga Rerun Turbo, again, you know, should we bring that back? Then theoretically, this card is, you know, maybe a staple in there, but any deck that just has some sort of a focus around normal monsters, you get a card that just nukes the board, or the back row, or draws 2. I mean, 3-in-1, baby. Do whatever you need at that point in time in the situation. Now, do I think this card is good? Yes, it's broken. It's unbelievable. Do I think there's a deck that can facilitate this? No. Not really. No, I'm sorry. I don't think there is. I don't think there is. You're going to have to be playing some sort of deck that already has a normal monster, and then that deck isn't going to suddenly become meta because of this unsearchable 3 of spell card. I'm sorry, it's just not. Plants, what does it really achieve? Now think about this when you analyze cards. Like, number 1, activation requirement is the most important thing. To get the best effects of this thing off, what do you actually need for this? You need to be able to already have a normal monster in the field. Then you get to, what, basically Raigeki your opponent? That card already exists. No one mains that, right? Now, on the plus side, it is engine. You know, if your deck is a 1-card combo engine, like Lokai, for example, then this could probably see play. Now, it being a staple, potentially now, in something like that could be insane. However, the question is that deck going to become good? I don't know. Maybe we have a normal monster deck of sorts on the horizon. I think this card is going to be very, very powerful and incredible in a deck that can utilize it. But the problem is, will we have a deck that can utilize this? Because it's absolutely bonkers. It really is. I mean, imagine it was quick play. Woo! Is it good in sealed at least? No one plays sealed except like literally 4 content creators. So who cares about that format? 9 unexpected die for Plant Link. Yay. Unexpected die, Monster, Reborn, Raigeki, Harpies, Feather Dust, a Pot of Greed, all of them in one card. That's a crazy support for Primite. Unexpected die plus plus. Suship support. Yay. I love the art style for this. Oh, really? Yeah, no one could have seen that coming. Feels like it retained the old Yu-Gi-Oh card style while still being modern. That's actually very cool. She looks like one of those, like, you know those old cards that, she looks like the victim on Tragedy, that ended up, like, going through, like, this big training arc, and then got, like, revenge 15 years later, and now she's, like, this battle soldier thing, like, that's going out to kill everyone. Like, that yeah, I do like that. I appreciate the attention to detail there. She looks like she could be on, like, Toll or something. Those old boomer cards that say something like, pay 500 life points, look at your graveyard. She's canon, the Sword Mistress. Okay, that's cool. Well, isn't that what I just said? One of those old boomer cards? 2012? Wait, first printed no CG 1999? Okay, so why are we question marking me? That's literally what I just said, no? Right? Like, what? Yeah, that's what I said. You did not say that? I quite literally said that. You talk about Tragedy? I was giving an example of an old school boomer card. So I'm not getting one guide by channel. This is actually insane. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I literally said that. Yeah, I showed Tragedy as an example of an old boomer card with old Yu-Gi-Oh characters on it. Like, are you like, what? Anyway, this is Spatial Trunade. This is a normal spell. You can return up to 2 cards on the field to the hand. Then each player places cards from their hand on the bottom of the deck in any order equal to number returned to their hand. Look at the cowl. Yeah, they sent the cowl in space, by the way. This is okay. Fine. The most important part of this card will get out the way now. Guys, it's the Heavy Storm cow. Look, he's in space. He's an astronaut now. Hey. Very important. Okay, anyway. So what does this card actually do? Non-targeting bounce of 2 cards on the field. That's pretty good. That's very good. Now, issue. Non-targeting bounce on the field is a normal spell card that can be responded to. And in the process, you have to put cards back from your hand in the bottom of the deck. So you get to non-targeting bounce 2 cards and you go -1. Am I reading this right? Your opponent puts back to return up to 2 cards of field to hand. Then each player places cards from their hand on the bottom of the deck in any order equal to number returned to their hand. Oh, to their hand. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, wait a minute. That's fascinating. So if you bounce like 2 of your opponent's back row, it goes back to their hand, and then they have to shuffle back 2 cards in their hand. Now, what happens if you bounce 2 extra deck monsters? I assume they don't have to put anything back, right? Because that sounds ridiculous that you just go +4 off of this, where you like hand loop them for 2 and you put 2 cards back, right? So it doesn't do anything nasty like that on an extra deck monster. But if you hit like main deck monsters or main deck cards in general, you can bounce the cards to the hand, non-targeting, hit like random back row, stuff like that, and that puts everything back. I think this is cool. I think this is interesting. But I don't know why it's better than anything we already have. Like, as a generic card that could work in most matchups, it has value. But as I'm going to side this for this matchup, what is really the benefit? I mean,
Brazil.
If you're going to go for all of their back row, then wouldn't you just rather have the Lightning Storm, the Duster, right? Like, it just hits more. I don't think there's back row that's non-targetable that you really need to worry about. As for monsters, well, I mean, gosh, you know, there is infinite amount of, like, good monster removal in Yu-Gi-Oh! That doesn't target or anything like that, or doesn't trigger the graveyard, right? So, it's like, depending on the format, that could be really important, but I don't think it's really... I think it's a good card. I just don't think that it's gonna replace anything we already have, you know? But the cow's in space, so that's the most important thing. Does it return Liger Dancer? I don't think so. Each player... No, it doesn't affect Liger Dancer. Space Cow. Deceptively strong card. It's a double non-targeting return to the hand and likely deck. Really hard to know the power of a card like this. I just think it's like in the middle ground of it's trying to do a lot of things at once, whereas there's just other things that do specific things better. Like if I'm going for back row, I'm just going to go for back row hate. If I'm going for monsters, I'm just going for very specific monster removal type of things. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the issue. But hey, maybe it could be, maybe people play. I can see it being played for sure. This card is nuts. You're nuts. You forgot to mention the effect cannot be negated. Wait. Is this commenter making that up? Because that's a big difference if you can't respond. Translation error? I think it would have been fixed by now if that was a translation issue. Because that would, they're complaining you can't. No, you forget to mention the effect cannot be negated, lol. Nope, they seem to be implying that there's missing text. The following additional text is missing here. Neither player can activate cards effects responses to activation, then the card would also be useful against Omni Negates. Okay, but it's not. Okay, anyway. Moving on to the new archetype. Boys, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Feet, underboob, and panty shot, all in one card. TCG censorship is about to turn this into Masingo. All right.
Hi, Farfa.
Wow, what a card. Unfortunately, that's dog shit. Asutra, the golden deity Asutra, a level 8 fire fiend, 3,300. You can only special summon with the way this... you can only special summon it with the way in this card's name one effect once per turn. You can only use this card's name 2 and 3 effects once per turn each. You can special this card from your hand by revealing one of your set cards and returning it to the hand or extra deck. So you can bounce monsters, you can bounce back row, you can bounce anything you set to special this for free. Free, quote unquote. I mean, it is free, I suppose. During the main phase, quick effect, you can send a trap from your hand or face down field to the graveyard as cost. Change all face-up monsters your board controls to face-down defense. Mass book them in the main phase, pretty good. And then during the end phase, send a Asutra trap from deck. All right. Well, just off the bat as a big, fat, thick, Elden Ring boss-looking boss monster, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Now, it feels somewhat slow in getting your things online with like setting from the deck and the end phase. You know, we got some branded style going on here, but you know, maybe if you get 10 cards activating the end phase, it becomes good. The quick effect, Disruption is phenomenal. Just non-targeting Book of Moon is amazing. The cost is very heavy though. Send that trap from your hand or face down field to the grave. 2-card combo to really do anything with this guy. That's a lot. So automatically, if this is going to be the standard gimmick and the activation requirements and the principles of how this deck has been designed, this is not going to be meta. And of course, the most important thing as well, even if you are going to 2-card combo like this, I would assume and hope that all of the trap cards that you're sending as cost and using for this actually have value and do something in the graveyard. Right? Because otherwise, I mean, well, we're just going -1. So that's very important. All right. Next up, we've got Kazuha, the Bewitching Deity Asutra, level 8 Earth Insect. Oh boy, we're taking advantage of Tikaboo here. 28-15, you can special summon it with the way in its first effect once per turn. And you can only use this card's name's second and third effects each once per turn. So special summon this card from your hand by revealing one of your sets and returning it to the hand or extra. So I assume they all do that. Yep. Special summon, revealing one of your sets. Okay, very cool. All right, this entire gimmick is... Ba-bam! Here's a trap card. Whoop! Peekaboo! I'm gone. I'm back. All right. Very cool. Now, what this card does is it targets up to 1 card on the field for every 2 set cards and destroys them. So if there's 4 set cards on the field, you get to pop 2. If there's 6 set cards on the field altogether in total, which you can facilitate, then you get to pop 3. Nia Craft players have just shit themselves, but I will say that that's good removal per se, but it requires a lot of card economy and hand advantage to really get full value out of. If you only set one card, you pop 0, right? I assume. So odd numbers get fucked. Shoutouts to prime numbers. Gotta be one of my favorite Lordy load targets. So another big problem with this is that it's not a quick effect. So this card just doesn't have disruption. And it's got the same, like, you know, slow setting in the end phase, which, you know, yeah, it's really needed this one to be a quick effect, honestly. It's good removal, though, you know, non-targeting destruction of multiple cards. Works really well with your deck's synergy. So I'm going to say right now that in order for this deck to be, like, good and powerful, in my opinion, I think it's going to need to have, like, very good trap cards. Like, you're playing trap cards unironically, filled to the brim in your deck list. They're going to have to be really good when you send them to the graveyard. Yoa, the Plague Deity. Okay, we got the Bewitching Deity, the Golden Deity, the Plague Deity. Also, yeah, someone mentioned him. Golden Consort Radon. Like, this guy looks exactly like this. Star Scourge Radon? Dude, like... Am I going crazy? Damn. Kuzua, the Bewitching Deity. Okay, we're on Yoa. Level 7 Wind. You can only special with the way in this card's name effect once per turn. You can only use this card's name. Wait, no, I'm not thinking of Radon. Who's the boss that you fight in, like, space, and he's like charred black, and he's got golden freaking veins. He's got red hair. He's like one of the last bosses. Radagon? That is what he kind of looks like. Sort of? Maybe like a buff version? I don't know, maybe it's just like the gold thing and the red hair, I suppose. Okay. Alright. Anyway, whatever. You can only special summon with you can only special summon with the way this go, you know, same conditions. Okay, I'm not gonna keep reading that because it keeps tripping me up. So during your main phase, set an Asutra spell trap from deck. Oh, we don't have to wait till the end phase with this one. They just put the other guys' main effect in this guy. During your opponent's turn, quick effect. Oh, finally, quick effect. Target a face-up monster on the field, increase or decrease its level by 1. You know, Cool Tune does this for free, right? Like, just by existing. Oh my god. All right. Like, you know, I'm not gonna say it like isn't good or something. Like, yeah, that could like potentially end like a play in some decks, but like Cool Tune just does that for free, like literally free, right? Like, is this really what we're doing for disruption? My theory genuinely is like they're just straight up designing decks for Genesis at this point, right? You know, which, you know, could be a good thing, right? It's slower, it's not as hectic and combo heavy and crazy. So, I mean, genuinely, like, this archetype could actually go hard in something like Genesis, right? Like, Genesis deliberately, you know, having, like, the third, fourth best decks of new sets being meta, I think is, like, you know, this is perfect for that format, right? Because, I'm sorry, like, none of this is competitively viable. It really isn't. Mikamuri, the Sealing Deity Asutra, level 7 Water Worm. Can only special summon with the way in this card's first effect once per turn. Specialist, but yeah, okay. During your main phase, you can add a non-worm Asutra from deck to hand. Is that all of them? Spellcaster, Insect, and Fiend. Okay, cool. So all of them except herself. And I guess that's really nice because it keeps it open-ended for the future. So, you know, eventually when this deck becomes meta, which it definitely will, because, guys, trust me, the next wave of support is going to be crazy. Do we say that every archetype? Anyway, if this is sent to the grave as synchro material for an Asutra, you can target normal trap in your grave and set it. Okay, all right. Where's the tuners? Hello? Can I get a tuner? One tuner, please. Okay, let's do main deck first. Asutra Shen Trichiliocosm. I got it. Nailed it. A Trichiliocosm. A Trichiliocosm is something to do with the forking of time in different realities. I made that up, but it sounds like it based off of my very limited understanding of Latin. A concept in Buddhist cosmology refers to a third-order universe containing 1,000 second-order clusters made up of 1,000 first-order clusters, which in turn consists of 1,000 worlds each, resulting in a billion-fold universe. I mean, I basically said that if you think about it. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. You can target any number of your set cards and add a Asutra card to your deck to your hand with different names from each other equal to the number of those targeted cards that are still face down. Funny that they put the term still face down there, right? Because it means if your opponent pops on activation, then you search less cards. Except field spells, then send those set cards to the graveyard. Why do you have to send them? Oh my god. Or if you flip them, yeah, God forbid we have synergy with our deck. If a card becomes set while you control a Asutra monster and a set card, you can target a card in the field, return it to the hand. Okay, well, I mean, that's quick effect, right? Because they all sent... So you get a non-targeting pop, is it? No, it's a targeted pop. You get a pop in the end phase with all of them. And this one also triggers it anytime you want. Because you get, well, not quick effect, but on your turn, you can set one and then trigger the field spell and then pop a card. That's pretty good for going second, I suppose. We don't talk about his level manipulation. That's kind of pathetic. If a card becomes set while you control... Okay, yeah, so that's... I don't know. I feel like the cost on this is too heavy, right? Like, the field spell is normally the guy that gets the rota, that searches the disruption, that makes the blah, 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 one-card combo. That not a single one-card combo here, right? Unless I'm going crazy. Like, quite literally no one-card combos. They all need, like... a trap minimum. All right, well, here we go. I mean, this is the big, all-important deciding factor. Jesus Christ. Have the police been informed of this? There's an all-art trap trick. Okay. Like, look, listen. I will say that it's salvageable if these trap cards have bonkers grave effects. You can only activate one card with this name per turn. Activates one of these effects. Special, this is a normal monster. Tuner. Oh, well, there you go. That's where your tuner comes from. A trap tuner? Then immediately after this resolve synchro. Okay, at least it's a quick synchro. Target a Asutra on your grave, special summon it. Well, that's not that bad. You can reborn the synchros. On top of that, these are normal trap cards, which is, you know, good because you can trap trigger. But one thing I just noticed as well is rollback. Because you can just send rollback for these. You just immediately dump rollbacks into the graveyard with all of their effects. Then you can activate these trap cards and then use them again on the opponent's turn. So, like, you just get, like, 2 reborns with, like, a rollback, for example. That's okay. It's not meta. It's just not competitive. I'm sorry. Cursed Roar. You can only... Also, where's the grave effect? Hello? You're willing to give cards, like, 5 conditions, an activation requirement, a swimsuit, a backflip, but you're not willing to give them, like, a grave effect? The entire theme of this deck is send to graveyard, and none of these things have grave effects. Like, actual just couldn't be more obviously a Genesis deck. Especially this is a normal monster that immediately after this result synchro summon. If you have an Asutra monster in your field or grave, target monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Okay, so disruption, that's cool. Does the attribute matter? The type matter for the turn? I guess we'll find out when we read the boss monsters. Especially this normal synchro. When your opponent activates a spell, trap, or effect and they control no set cards, negate that effect. Okay. It's a spell, trap, negate on the condition your opponent doesn't have a set card. Interesting. Okay. Well, here we go. Let's leave the best to last. Which is her. Yeah. We need to find out what the panty underboob feet shot is really doing over here, okay? But level 9 is bigger, so it's probably better. It's unfortunate. So this guy is 33 and 0. It's a generic 9, so you can make this in Punk. You can only use this card's names first and second effect once per turn. If this is synchroned, banish any number of traps from your graveyard. Banish that many cards on the field. Well, at an absolute minimum combo, you're banishing 1 card, but banishing the guys out your graveyard doesn't seem very good. Couldn't they just give them effects when banished? It's just, like, it's just not good enough. It needs too much to really get working. That's what I'm saying. It's too much to get working to start your engine, to really, like, you know, fully take advantage of, like, yeah, I don't know. It just feels so slow. If this thing is banish a number of traps from your grave and then banish that many that were in the field. During the end phase, you can target up to 2 Asutra monsters and or traps in your grave and or banishment. For each of them, add them to your hand or set it. Okay, that is really good. This is a very good boss monster. That is a very good boss monster. Now, you get to recycle them in the process. That's strong. That is really nice. What are the levels of these? Are they all 7? They're 2 8s and 2 7s. Okay, interesting. Yeah, this is a good boss monster. I just don't think the main deck is good enough to really help facilitate triggering a big number with this. You can use first effect once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can send an Asutra from deck to grave. And if you do, send a card in the field to the grave. That's good because you can send... What are you sending to the grave? None of these cards have grave effects. So it's just giving you fuel for more banishes on your Susanoo, basically. Is pretty much it. Because there's not really any synergy of sending a thing to the graveyard, I believe, right? Like, that there is specifically just more food for Susanoo, essentially. Stop telling me to zoom in, okay? If your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target a Sutra trap in your grave or banishment, or if there are 3 or more set cards in the field, target a trap in your grave instead and set it. Wait, so it doesn't stop the effect? If your opponent activates a monster effect, you can just set a card, basically? Target 1 Asutra trap in your grave or banishment. Or if there are 3 or more sets cards on the field, you can target 1 trap in your grave instead and set it. Not once per turn. Okay, I'll give it that. That is... Okay, that's actually really huge. It's not once per turn. So you just keep playing the game. I'm just going to reset everything. I almost feel like the numbers of these should have been reversed. This should have been level 8 and this should have been level 9. Because I'm thinking, like... I want to go level 8 first to banish everything. And then I want to go level 9 to start recurring them. Whereas right now, it's too difficult to synchro off of each other. You basically need to have multiple bodies on the board and multiple traps to get the banish and then to start recycling. But hey, listen, I love the theme, right? Fire monster, destruction, water monster, life, recursion, getting everything back. Konami always hits the nail on the head when it comes to, you know, theme and artwork and panty shots. So that's really cool. All right. Well, that's awesome. Is this deck good? No, it's not. I'm sorry. But let's have a look. All right, what do we got here? Okay, so this is a 5-card combo. We got Mikamuri. What is she doing here? Revealing by special summoning. Special summoning by revealing a set. This one is just the Rota, I assume. Add a non-worm Asutra monster. Okay, so we're going to add the Yoa here by revealing and then bouncing. And then he's going to then set from the deck here. Also, by the way, did you know that he can increase the level as a quick effect? We're going to activate... What the fuck are we doing here? Oh my god, this is a target... Oh, the deck swap DZ special is a target for this? That's amazing. Special level 6 or higher, fire from your hand or deck. But negate its effects if it's a non-fiend. That is amazing. It's perfect. It's actually perfect. Wow. Amazing. Okay. Alright, then you go to the end phase and we set a card. Alright, so these are just 3 other cards. So this is a 2-card combo, actually, right? This is a 2-card combo? Alright, what are we doing here? So we can, we've got the disruption... disruption of increasing the level of a card. We've got... Okay, this is kind of a 5-card combo, right? So we're playing with the rest of our hand here. We can send rollback for this guy. Songs of Dominator, negate a thing. We got Spiral to do something. We've got Roar to special, and then synchro up into Mother. Mother is going to dump a trap card here. This is all to try get as many traps into the grave as possible, so that we can go into Susanoo, and then Susanoo here is banishing potentially 6 cards from the field. And then if your opponent keeps playing for whatever reason, they activate monster effects, we can recur all of those trap cards back to our hand. And it's... Is it any... It's a Sutra trap specifically. That's unfortunate. Imagine you could recycle Impulse and stuff. Probably not Impulse, right? 'Cause I think you need some darks in this. Or the, you know, good trap cards you could recycle. That'd be kind of neat. So yeah, every monster effect you get like the recursion and stuff, and that's kind of like the basic gameplay loop of this deck. It's all very slow. It's all very fair. It's all very basic. But yeah, this is very clearly not meta. This is not a super competitive deck. It's just a very basic tier frickin' 4 style archetype that's simple and kind of neat. That's all I can really tell you about this one, unfortunately. Oh, we got another combo here. Yet, I mean, yeah, listen, look, they could give them a field spell, a link one, and a circular in the next wave. That is theoretically possible. All right, we got Albaz combos somehow. We're going to dump Mirror Jade, special summon Ecclesia. Ecclesia for Taya. Taya's going to banish the Mirror Jade. Huh, yeah, it's a worm. That's funny. Synchro up into Chi-Shao. Brother, this is like 200 Genesis points, by the way. We're going to add... Hey, look at that. It's a generic Worm Searcher for Mikamari. So Walbaz is now Sword Soul combo into Asutra. Set any trap card that you have with the Walbaz, and you get this. You go for the yugioh, reveal, set, special, get the field spell, set, trigger the field spell, send the trap card by adding a trap card, and then pass turn. There you go. You got a Chi-Shao negate. You've got the level manipulation, which is insane disruption. I don't know why I can't, like, it's not bad, but, like, it's so pathetic when you look at how disruption works with... Mirror Jade, a card printed 5 years ago, is a non-targeting banish that sends a guy that lets you go plus, and then Konami looked at this guy, and they were just like, let's increase the level by 1. Okay, then we go into Mommy here. Dumping a card, and then how did we recycle that trap card? What was it? Does this card, if this card sends a grave, is synchro material? Oh, this guy, yeah, this has a grave effect. Oh, the first grave effect I just noticed. Okay, right, and it's not a trap card for some reason. The rollback can copy the curse roar, which I think is just a pop, right? So you can get to pop a card, you get a second pop, you get to recycle them, etc., etc. And then you can, you know, use these to go up into the 9, and then the 9 banish your entire life, etc. So. Yeah, this deck is unfortunately 4 out of 10. It's just not going anywhere. Sorry, boys. That's the reality. Did we read any of the comments? Let's read some of the comments here. There's no way Yu-Gi-Oh players think that this is a good deck, right? Good is, you know, subjective, but can't wait for FIFA to react to a Sutraya. Dude, I'm not, like, alone in this. Everyone... Look... The cool thing about this monster is that there's something for everyone here. Literally, all of your inklings are with this. It's all here. Everyone is satisfied. Like, there's literally nothing problematic about her. No armpit? Yeah, no armpit. That's a good point. Deleted comment. Jeez, what did this guy say? What? By the way, Macedo Meta has basically no, like, moderation. What did this guy say to get deleted from here? That's some next level gooning. Kama Sutra Archetype. Oh, God. Pretty generic and easy to summon. Definitely Blue Mommy's Melons will be censored for sure. And Feet. She's just going to be an indecipherable blue blob by the time they're done with her. At this point, I'm surprised that TCG hasn't just put every remotely feminine monster in a burqa. Or put... How did... 1 month in Mamdani's New York of Konami Digital Enter states, and we've already got burkas on our Yu-Gi-Oh cards, dude. The Trap Trick all art is so adorable. Holy peak artwork. We want to see the Earth Wind Synchro already, Konami, or such teases. Oh yeah, I guess, like, technically we have 2 more attributes left if you want to look at it that way. Kind of odd they would make an alternative of Trap Trick that still features the Trap Trick's monsters. You think they would take the opportunity to put Labyrinth or even these new Asutra guys there? Yeah, that's because Konami knows their audience and they know the kind of people that are going to buy Trap Trick's all arts. Alright, that's the end of the card showcase.